It's September 11th. I'll never forget. Will you? I remember that day really well. I was a 5th grade teacher working right outside of Washington, D.C., about a half hour north of the capital. I'm originally a New Yorker. I'm from Long Island, specifically from a town that has most of its people working in Manhattan. My dad worked in the financial district for 40 years, even spending his last 8 years in the World Trade Center and then the World Financial Center. So that morning when I got that first phone call from my roommate saying, hey, it looks like a plane, thinking like small commuter plane, crashed into the World Trade Center. Isn't that, wow, can you believe it? So I'm putting up on the computer in my class, or my little computer, and getting a little bit of the slow news feed. Remember, the internet was different then, and slowly things started getting worse, and I started getting really nervous of, oh my gosh, I'm in this classroom. I've got a classroom full of 5th graders that are looking at me saying, what's going on? And I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I then realized, oh my gosh, this is a really big deal. What are my parents? Where's my dad? Is he working today? He had retired, but at that point he was still doing consulting work in the World Financial Center, and I didn't know what his schedule was. So I started calling home, and you couldn't even get through. Thankfully, I think it took about a half an hour, and I was able to get through a note that he wasn't at work that day. We went into the library. Brought my kids in there. It was time for library about a half hour later. And it was great because it was able to distract me, and I could go look at the little television that we had in the media specialist office. And that's when I witnessed it all. That's when I witnessed the towers going down and knowing that our lives would be forever changed. You see, I'm from a town where, like I said before, has a tremendous number of people that worked downtown. And I knew when those towers fell that I was going to know so many people. And I did know so many people. I believe it's over 30 people just from my small little village were killed on that day, and it was greater than any other commuter town in the New York City area. We were on the front cover of People a couple weeks later because of the true devastation to our town. I'll never forget it. I know you'll never forget it. I still think of when I see a plane fly over, I still get a little nervous. You know that feeling that we had for a long time? I had it. This is Caroline Murphy, and this has been my story about September 11th and how I'll never forget it. I'd love to hear your story. If you do a video or write it, let me know about it. I'd love to go see it.